Hello, thank you for watching our videos. The following is a conversation I had with Fernando Salazar from Technical Anodize. We did have some technical difficulties, so we did our best to record the best as we could. It is a working shop, so you guys bear with us. He did have several of the machines going, including the compressor, so you may hear it in the background, but the audio is pretty decent. We also had some problems with the camera because it was over 100 degrees, and then once we got inside the shop, it was a lot hotter in there, so we had to switch cameras for a bit. But thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe, and that's it. Thank you.
Yes, my name is Fernando Salazar, and I started this adventure since I remember. My dad started in this business of anodizing since the 60s, and basically all my family, they are in this business, and me myself, it was the time to go to the next challenge, so I started my own business. And it just so happened that in the way I found the business of paintball guns, and the how I started, it happened by itself. I was not looking for it. One day I got a tip to go and see a customer in Santa Fe Springs back in 22 years ago, and I got an appointment. I went to see the buyer, and the buyer was kind of rude because he told me then that salesmen were just a waste of time. So I asked him politely if I didn't deserve an opportunity, and he gave it to me. And he said, "But you're going to be wasting your time because I have the best anodizers in the industry." And this company is so happened to be War Games, and they later on they produce paintball guns, and the buyer, he asked me that he had the best anodizers in the field, and I replied, "That's impossible because I am the best anodizers in this industry." And he started laughing. And then he said, "Oh, we'll see about that." So he showed me what it used to be a bolt made of aluminum. Those were the original ones. And he wanted it to put a logo, War Games. And the bolt was made of aluminum, and they plated it with nickel, and then they wanted to put the logo, but nobody was able to do it because the plating was flaking off. So I asked him if I could take a sample and I would solve his problem. So I went back after I did my sample, and I showed it to him, and he was surprised that I was able to do it. Luckily, there was this gentleman passing by, and he turned around. He goes, "Jeff, look what this guy did." So Jeff, he was a cool guy, very calm. He looked at it. He didn't even show emotion. He just looked at it. He goes, "Wow. What is your name?" I said, "Fernando Salazar." He goes, so you were able to do this, huh? I said, yes, sir. He goes, He goes, actually, I'm interested in to see if you can do two colors in one of these little bodies. And I said, well, I haven't done it before, but I can try if you give me example. So he gave me example, and I remember it was an STO. And so I took it back, and I went back later on, and I gave him the sample of two colors. He told me that he wanted black and another color. So I went there, and I saw an expression that he goes, yeah, that's what we're looking for. I never saw, or I never tried to do that before because it was not requested. So he goes, I think we are going to do business. And as the time passed by, I didn't see them for quite a while. And as a next step is we started a company because they were looking for somebody to do nothing but paintball guns. So we started this little company, and when we started this company, we already had two customers. That was ANS and War Games. And back in 2002, in March, we started operating, and we already had about $30,000 worth of work on the floor. So we started doing paintball guns, and we were doing nothing but high-end paintball guns for War Games and ANS. And we start getting nothing but paintball guns, and suddenly people, we did not advertise or nothing, new customers start appearing, and one of them was Die Precision. And next thing you knew, we were working 24 hours, nothing on paintball guns. And then another company showed up, such as Race Gun and First Endeavor, and there were a lot of small shops, and we were doing just paintball guns. And as we went along, in high school I learned photography, and I learned how to print, to develop film, to take pictures, but my area was artistic photography. It was not regular photography. Yeah. And then occurred to me that anodizing works like printing. Similar, not exactly yet, but and then we start, as the time passed by, we start doing samples with different colors, because as the time passed by, people start asking for new models, and so the challenges started, and I started doing samples, and I became with one model, and it was a hit, and then another and another, and 20 years later we're doing finishes that you would, in those days, you would never thought they were possible. Yeah. And that's how we as of today, we can produce many models, or we have done many models, many different styles of paintball guns with different finishes, very exotic finishes, and there are more because everything is about time and what the customer wants. And but one of my biggest challenges was to combine plating with anodizing, which is very difficult to do, and I have achieved that that finish already, and I'm very pleased to be able to produce that finish to the public. And this is a business that is a passion for me, because if a challenge presented to me, I'll take it, and I will not rest until the challenge is completed. And I would like to show you some of my models so that you have an idea the work that I do.
Absolutely. Yeah. Let's do that.
Yeah, okay.
Give me one. Okay, Fernando, you were going to show us some stuff.
Yes. There are. We start doing different models as war games and Die Precision came up with new models, and we start doing this model for war games, and we start doing them fades, solids, and then when I looked at the machining of this part, I had an idea. By this time, because I was giving them a lot of samples to war games, the buyer, he told me not to give him no more samples, and I couldn't understand why. He was, because you create too much work for me. So I said, well, that's good for your company if I give you a new product. And he goes, no, I don't want no more new product. So I started looking at this part, and because of the machining, how nice it is, this cut, he gave me an idea. So I said, well, I already know that he doesn't want no more samples, but I'm not going to stop because it is a good idea. So I came up with this sample that my idea was to do a polish upper and then matte finish in the lower section of the body. Mm-hmm. And I just thought that it was going to be a good seller, and then I decided to do one sample, and when I saw the sample, it's so beautiful that I couldn't resist to go back to War Games and show them the sample. So as I went to War Games, I asked the buyer, I said, hey, I have a sample. I know you told me not to do no more samples, but I just want to show it to you, and you looked at it, and then I walk out. So I had a sample in my bag, and I showed him the sample, and you should have seen the expression of his face. He just went, wow. And there goes Jeff again, passing by, and the buyer, he tells Jeff, or, hey Jeff, look what Fernando did. So Jeff, again, very calm. He looked at it. He goes, "Oh, very nice. Can I keep it?" "Sure, it's yours." So I left the sample. At this time, Wargames moved from Santa Fe Springs to Corona. So Corona is about half an hour from here to Corona, and so when I got here, I already got a message that he already have sold 400 units.
Wow.
So yeah, but this is not easy to do. This is a very it takes time.
Yeah.
Very time consuming process. But we start working, and this was a hot seller in those days, and yes, orders kept coming and coming and coming to do this part. And as we went along, then we start other models came by. We have the minis, and at this time we were producing like 200 sets a day.
Oh wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, and because we were producing for the three major at that time companies, Die, Wargames, and A&S. But one thing happened, that we started doing fades with not fades. They were not fades in those days. Two-color bodies or paintball guns. We started with a STO, and Wargames, they sent me one set that a customer wanted it in a different two-color. And when I look at the STO, it was the original two-color paintball guns. It was so ugly, and I said, "Wow, did we do this?" Because it was just two colors. But by this time, I want to say like in the first year, I stayed very late to start developing the real fading, and that's what we used to give Wargames, this kind of fading, and it was very popular. They sold hundreds and thousands of these paintball guns, but the fading, it was so perfect, flawless. And we just keep doing it more and more and more. And then another challenges started. We got contacted by a company in Australia. And okay, sorry about that. This paintball one, they send us all the raw product from Australia, and this is what we used to send them back. A camo, but in their colors. And we are the first customer, the first company known to me that we can produce real camouflage paintball guns with anodize.
When did you start doing the splashes? Because I see you have some with the splash.
The splashes, that's probably in the last 5 years. We have different camouflage, finishes. Let me look at this one. Here is one. This is real anodizing camouflage. I have seen camouflage, but that's with a film. Hydro dip.
Yes, hydrogen.
Then one of the biggest challenges that I mentioned early is combining multicolor anodizing with plating, nickel plating.
Nice. So that's nickel plated first, and then you anodize it, or how does it work?
Yeah, it's actually we do first anodizing and then nickel plating.
Very nice. I see you do more than paintball guns. So do you have some other items?
Yes.
What else do you?
Well, we do work for aerospace. We do work for anything that is made of aluminum. We can produce zinc plating to protect steels. Zinc plating comes in. We can do it in black, clear, olive drab, and gold. And we can do anything that the industry comes up with. Like this is the first covers for the iPhone. And
Nice.
yeah, we start producing fading, and this was very popular in those days. And we can do any part for the industry. It can be anything that you can imagine. It can be for computers. It can be connectors for fueling systems, boats, performance cars, just about anything. Sunglasses.
Oh wow, that's pretty crazy. I've never seen that. Very nice. What's the biggest part that you do? Because I see you have some. There's a bike frame right over there.
Yeah, we do just about. Actually, it doesn't matter how big the part is. We'll find out a way to get it done.
Very nice.
We do parts. These parts are for a dental company.
Oh.
Once it's assembled, is that's how they measure they make teeth and all this, all in that industry. So there is many industries. This industry, these are for the doors.
Oh, yeah.
We do hinges for the doors made of aluminum. We do this is for the fuel system of engines, custom.
Yeah, very nice.
This part is this is a what today is known like speaker. There is a chassis inside that we produce in this company. I would say probably millions. There is a chassis here that they wanted it to be flat black, and there are speakers, and in that chassis they assemble the speakers and all the electronics, and Bose manufactured at that time this. And you see this port, you put the iPod,
Yeah, yeah,
and then you have a system,
yeah.
what is known today like the speaker. But the speaker came along and this product died. There is many commercial. Again, this is a zinc plate. There are commercial parts that we don't even know what they are for. We just bring it to us and then we produce them. From one connector to a disc for a car, our business is to protect metals. Any shape, any form. Some of these pieces, we don't know where they go. We just receive them. They tell us what they need, and we'll get it done.
Very good. Do you want to give us a little tour of the shop and how the process works?
Yes.
Anything else you want to show us here?
Yeah, one of these little pieces. This belongs to one of the. This is the feed neck for a paintball gun, and this is how perfect the workmanship is.
Yeah, that's very nice.
All these processes are made by hand because you cannot do it by other means. And we can. And one of the last piece that I want to show. This one is it was used in the Olympics.
Oh.
This is the handles for a jump rope, and they wanted it with the stars and 3 colors, the U.S. flag or colors, and
Very nice.
we did it here. And again, This is for a skate roll. They wanted two colors.
Yeah, very nice.
And now, yeah, we can go to a tour where everything is done.
Okay.
Something in the stores, I get them, and then I figure out how can we do it with Anodize. This is just a wrap paper, so this is not it's not hard to do, but to do it in Anodize, that is my challenge.
That's very nice.
The same thing with this. We're going to do it in a paintball gun next.
Very nice.
Yes. That you have to figure out how these are done. But this is when you have the eye, I can figure out how everything that is in a surface of a metal piece, I can figure out how it's done. Because in this industry, again, my father has been in this industry since the 60s. And you have to have knowledge of chemistry, you have to have knowledge of metals, you have to have knowledge about tempers, and of course machining. And once you have all the knowledge, then you can figure out many things. Lamps, anything that is metal, it can be done. It can be done with plating, with anodizing. As long as you have the resources, anything can be done.
Very good. Do you want to show us the shop around?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I will. Let me see, because I can't.
I did have my phone.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ready? Come on
Let's
in.
go in.